Here are the goals for the presentation. We're going to define what the term active shooter means, because understanding that is important to distinguishing that from other type shooting events that take place in society. We're going to explore the mindset of the typical active shooter. The last 4 years, I functioned as emergency management specialist at Billings Clinic. And about 4 years ago, a young lady came up to me and asked me to develop this presentation mainly as a way to help her nurses come up with response actions in the event a shooting incident like this should take place in a hospital. And so it's kind of geared toward a hospital, but in going back and reading incident reports that the Federal Emergency Management Administration has on file in their library of active shooter incidents going all the way back to Charles Whitman shooting up the University of Texas campus in Austin, Texas in August of 1966. I've tried to find little nuggets of information in those reports that help us understand the mindset of an individual who would do something like this, because I believe that in understanding what his motivations are, what he's thinking about, and what his physical limitations might be, that it can help us better understand how we can counter his actions. So we're going to talk about the mindset of the typical active shooter from that perspective. I'm going to share lessons learned and similarities in previous events so that you can see how perhaps the environment you function in here in your place of work might sort of parallel one of those, and thus learn from them how you can use your environment to your advantage if a shooter comes into your place of business like this. Finally, we're going to discuss some tactics that you can employ against an active shooter to increase your chances of survival. But the bottom line to this presentation is to help you develop your individual plan of action, because what you're going to learn here today is applicable no matter where you are. It's going to be keyed to your building here, but you can take the lessons that you've learned today to the mall, to the church, to the movie theater, to your children's schools. You can employ these tactics anywhere, because they essentially will work anywhere and everywhere.